Why was Luka traded, Frank?
Yeah, I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, the guy went to the finals. What was it, 7.5, 8 months ago? And it's one thing to trade a guy, and a lot of people, I couldn't believe that the trade was made, and I was critical of it. And a lot of people were responding, "Well, you have no idea how good Anthony Davis is." No, everyone knows how good Anthony Davis is, but he's 6 years older. You don't trade 25-year-old franchise players for guys that are 6 years older. And let's face it, a player in Anthony Davis when he plays is terrific, but has had health issues before. And sure enough, in his first game with the Dallas Mavericks, he was outstanding for 3 quarters, and the poor guy ended up getting hurt. And now who knows how long he's going to be out for? But for the Lakers, I think it's a home run. The Lakers luck into everything, and they're smarter sometimes than other organizations. But they got Kareem, they drafted Magic, they drafted Worthy. They made a draft day trade for Kobe. Shaq went there as a free agent. LeBron went there as a free agent. And now they trade for Luka Doncic. So they have a habit of always finding one of the top 5 players in the league. So for them, I thought it was a stroke of genius. They've won a title with Anthony Davis, so he gave them something. And now if you're being smart, and it's not a knock against LeBron, but you do have to start thinking, what are we going to do when LeBron walks away? Maybe it's not going to be for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Who knows with LeBron? But at least you have a 25-year-old guy who, if he could stay healthy, is a dominant player in the sport.
So then let me rephrase, Frank Isola. What's your best guess as to why Luka was traded? Because there had to be a reason. There had to be a moment where, the GM or the owner sat down, could be Jason Kidd too, where somebody sat down and said, we can't do this anymore. We don't want to do this anymore. There had to be that moment. And the question is what is it?
I think you're right. I always think it's a number of things. I think that probably had a little bit to do with it. I think they were growing tired of Luka being out of shape. He does a lot of complaining during the games. Almost the moment that sticks out for him the most from last year's finals was when he committed, was it his 5th or his 6th foul, like 35 feet from the hoop, and he's yelling at the bench like it's their fault. So I'm sure, like a lot of great players, sometimes he could be a bit high maintenance, but still, how does he deliver? He went to 2 conference finals and NBA finals in the last 3 years. And maybe the ownership there just didn't want to give that big fat contract that he's eventually going to get, what it would be, $350 million. So I always think it's a number of factors. The owner, Patrick Dumont, he's a Brooklyn guy. So I would think, you would hope that a Brooklyn guy would be smarter than that. Not to, Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn. We claim him as our own, Rich.
Yes.
So when you have a guy like Luka Doncic, those guys are not easy to find. So there's a reason why a lot of teams will be in the lottery this year and are trying to be in the lottery. And they're probably going to draft whoever gets the first pick. Will draft Cooper Flagg, number 1 overall. And what are you hoping? You're hoping that Cooper Flagg could one day become as good as Luka Doncic. So if you have Luka Doncic, why would you trade him? I don't understand it.
And by the way, fun fact, Frank Isola, I was born in Brooklyn too.
Me and you.
There you go.
I said that the 3 greats, me, you, and Jordan.
That's. And I do believe I can fly as well, Frank. So
but you fly first class. I'm business class.
Frank knows.
Coach class, I meant. In a middle seat. That's the difference.
I don't know what you're talking about, Frank.
1A, Frank, 1A.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.